Hello YouTube. So as you can tell, it's been months since I've uploaded anything, and that's because I bought a house and I'm trying to stay in the cars because I want to build cars and continue to upload YouTube videos, but it's really hard to do that when you have a house. This is my first house, so there's a lot going on and a lot of learning on other stuff that isn't car related. So as you can tell from the title of this video, I have another car. I want to turbo another car. I've hinted on this over the past, I don't know, year on YouTube about how I want to do a bottom mount, keep AC build. And I have two E46s, and I'm going to make a video over one today, and hopefully, I don't know when I'll get the other one out, but I'll make another video over the other car, and we need to decide on which one I should do the bottom mount build on. One makes a lot more sense than the other one, but I'll still show you guys. This one I actually got for 500 bucks, and I've done some stuff to it. I don't really daily it or anything right now. It's just sitting here as a potential build. I'll go ahead and show it to you guys. Here it is. This is a facelift, which they're not near as good as pre-facelift. I know that's just an opinion, but it is a facelift. I bought this car because I got it for $500, and that is really rare in today's market. And this car is not what I expected when I went and picked it up. I actually picked it up 2 hours away. The owner said, or the seller said, that it probably should be trailered, but of course I don't do that. I just took the risk and I showed up, and I thought it was just gonna be a, you know, 4-door 325i. I knew it was automatic. That's what sucks about this car. But once I popped the hood, I figured out that this is a Sulev. To you people that don't know what that is, it's the California car or whatever. It has extra emissions on it, and I still bought it anyways because the valve cover is the M56 valve cover. It's the M56 engine, so it's a 325, which I knew, but this valve cover has value to it, and I still drove it home anyways, and it did great. It's really not that bad. And I very quickly figured out that it had 4 catalytic converters on it, and I sold all 4 of them. I made around $2,000 just off the cats on this in the first couple days of owning it. And then, just like every other E46 owner, I got $150 catless headers. And it's been sitting since. I've had this car for probably 2 months now, and I just don't know what I want to do yet. That's why I'm making this video, because I have another potential build that I will be showing you, like I said. And also, I put suspension on it. As you guys know, that I've stated in the past, this red car here has max speeding rods in it. It has BC Racing coilovers, and now we all know that max speeding rods makes coilovers, and it's a huge hit or miss, but I like my max speeding rods, and the quality was great. So I actually have max speeding rod suspension on this car, and they've changed a lot over the years. They are trying to improve their suspension and stay affordable. That's the big thing here, because yes, you can buy BC Racing, but you know, they're over $1,000, which still isn't that bad, but a lot of people don't want to pay that when you have a $500 E46. So I have their max speeding rod coilovers on here, which I will show here, a couple clips just installing them and the quality of them. And I might bring the car out in the backyard, and we'll see how smooth it is in the grass. I know that's a bad example, but it's the worst case scenario. You're not going to be driving your car out in the yard, so if it's not bad out in the yard, it's probably pretty good on the road. Packaging's pretty nice. I mean, they've always had a good appearance, but it all comes down to how reliable they are and how long they last. But when you're dealing with a cheap car, or if anyone's just making a drift car or something, I mean, come on, you can't beat 250 bucks. And with this car being $500, there was really no other brand I could buy without paying double what the car was worth. And I'm just out here to make some content and test some stuff. So we'll see how these things do. They come with some pretty nice camber plates. And in the rear they also come with the tops as well. Top shock mount, obviously. So we'll test these out and see if they're any better than they used to be, like they say. So this is super common on E46s. As you can see here, we have 3-piece coils back here, pretty sick. So I'd say even though max fitting rods is cheap, it's gonna be a lot better than this. So if you're looking to upgrade your stock suspension, not a bad idea. Another problem with the Sulev is the gas tank. You cannot just easily remove the fuel pump. It's part of the gas tank. So if I was to build this car, do a bottom mount on it, I would have to first remove this. This is actually priority 1. Because when you put this thing in park, you just jam your fingers in it. It's terrible. And look how terrible this is. It sticks way off. I'm gonna go ahead and start it up and drive it through my backyard. My neighbors are gonna wonder what I'm doing, but I guess they're gonna have to get used to it. One of the biggest issues with this thing so far is when you start it, it cranks for a while. So I'm sure it's just the fuel pump going out that I can't replace since it's a Sulev car. But it runs good once it fires. Wow. All right, well, I just talked a bunch of smack on this after I punched the screen twice. I guess I didn't hit it hard enough. But I mean, look how bad this is. It makes me feel like I'm in like a 90s Silverado that someone put a Pioneer in from Walmart. Another thing I forgot to mention is the power steering is basically gone on this because it leaks fluid so fast. I have all the stuff to fix it. I just don't know what I want to do yet with this car. But yeah, let's drive through the yard here. It's not the smoothest yard. Yeah, that's rough. I mean, I guess even if I took my red car out here, it's going to be pretty rough. But I mean, the wheels are staying on the ground. It's whipper in manual mode. Yeah, it's bumpy, but you got to think, these are affordable coilovers, and you're not going to be driving this in your backyard. So it really isn't that bad. We'll take it down the road here and see how it feels. I've had max beating rods on other cars in the past. Shift, please. I hate automatics. But I've had them on other E46s in the past, like years ago when they were newer and the company was newer, and they were pretty rough, and a lot of people's always talked bad about them, but I haven't had them actually blow personally. But these are their newer ones, and they have a lot more adjustments on them, which is nice instead of just your height. But right now, they feel a lot better than they used to. I would recommend doing it, especially if you just have whatever, a drift car or a beater that you don't really care about and don't want to dump a ton of money in it. I don't see anything wrong with these. So the turbo kit I'm going to be going with is obviously the B Racing Tuning bottom mount. It was put together by Jules and I at B Racing. I have installed this kit on one car, a buddy of mine, so I know that it works. You can buy all these parts from his website, bcracingtuning.com, and it uses the SPA bottom mount cast manifold. This will give you plenty of clearance for a turbo intake and to keep your AC, which is what a lot of people want, and I don't blame you because my red car sucks in the summer. And I will be accumulating parts as I make these videos depending on which car I actually build. And you guys will see basically installation videos of how to turbo your E46. This will be a bottom mount setup, and I will be using a B25 stock M54 B25, no iron block stuff, so that you guys can actually relate and get, you know, useful information out of it. Both cars that I do have are both 325s, and a lot of people ask about, is the B25 worth building compared to a B30? Yes, it's fine. It handles plenty of power, and hopefully we'll be showing that. So just to go over everything again, the bad parts about building this car is it's MS45, it has the terrible gas tank, and it's automatic. Those are the bad parts here. I could keep the auto and just show everyone how it takes nothing to kill them. That might be a good test, who knows? Maybe we'll just use this car for testing purposes only. But the other car would be a lot better, and I'll show you guys that next time. Thank you guys.